In the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia, tensions are escalating as reports emerge of a Ukrainian counter-offensive in Zaporizhia. The city of Zaporizhia is a strategic target for both sides due to its proximity to key infrastructure and industrial areas. The reported counter-offensive by Ukrainian forces is seen as a response to the recent advances made by Russian-backed separatists in eastern Ukraine. The situation on the ground remains fluid, with conflicting reports emerging from different sources. Both sides are engaging in heavy fighting, with artillery exchanges and airstrikes being reported in the region. Civilian casualties are mounting, as the conflict continues to take a toll on the local population. The international community is closely monitoring the situation, with concerns growing over the potential for further escalation and a humanitarian crisis. Efforts to negotiate a ceasefire and de-escalation have so far been unsuccessful, with both sides blaming each other for the escalation of violence. The conflict has its roots in the larger geopolitical struggle between Russia and the West, with Ukraine caught in the middle. The outcome of this conflict will have far-reaching implications for the region and beyond. The development of events in Zaporizhia could signal a turning point in the conflict, with potentially significant consequences for both Ukraine and Russia. The conflict has already displaced thousands of people and caused immense suffering for the civilian population. Despite the diplomatic efforts, a peaceful resolution to the conflict seems distant at this stage. The situation is further complicated by the involvement of foreign actors and the presence of proxy militias on both sides. The conflict has not only divided Ukraine but has also strained relations between Russia and the West, leading to economic sanctions and diplomatic tensions. Neighboring countries are anxiously watching the situation, concerned about potential spillover effects and the destabilization of the region. The conflict has also highlighted the vulnerability of Ukraine's borders and the need for increased international support. The ultimate resolution to the conflict will require a comprehensive political solution that addresses the underlying grievances of all parties involved. The situation in Zaporizhia is a stark reminder of the price being paid by ordinary people caught up in this brutal conflict. The international community must step up its efforts to find a peaceful resolution and alleviate the suffering of the Ukrainian people. The conflict is not only a test of Ukraine's resilience but also a test of the collective will of the global community to uphold peace and stability. As the fighting intensifies, the need for humanitarian aid becomes ever more critical. The toll on infrastructure, including hospitals and schools, has also been devastating, further exacerbating the humanitarian situation on the ground. The conflict has sparked a massive displacement crisis, with hundreds of thousands of people forced to flee their homes. Human rights violations, including indiscriminate shelling and targeted attacks, are being reported by various human rights organizations. The international community must hold all parties accountable for their actions and ensure justice for the victims of this conflict. Attempts at diplomatic negotiations and peace talks must be intensified, with a focus on finding a lasting and sustainable solution. The conflict in Zaporizhia is a sobering reminder of the fragility of peace and the consequences of failing to prevent the escalation of violence. The human cost of this conflict cannot be understated, and urgent action is needed to bring an end to the suffering. The international community must redouble its efforts to pursue a negotiated settlement and prevent further bloodshed. The people of Ukraine deserve a future free from violence and fear, and it is the responsibility of the global community to help them achieve it. The conflict in Zaporizhia serves as a stark reminder that war and violence can never be the solution. The international community must come together to support Ukraine and find a peaceful resolution to this devastating conflict. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.